Well, welcome back, everybody. Back to the Cobra Kai Racing Series for the race two for tonight. We're with the Cobra Cup guys. We'll be invading Pocono. We just got done with an exciting race on the Xfinity side, and pleased to mention I got our in-race reporter from the Xfinity Series, Brinkerhoff, here to join me a little bit in the booth here for Cup.
What's up,
Pleasure to
buddy?
have you, Brink.
Pleasure to be here for at least as long as I can.
Understandable, understandable. So yeah, the race itself. What did you take from that race as far as as being an in-race reporter there? I seen you talking about a couple instances back in the field where some situations where you were thinking were like unnecessary type deals. But overall, what was your take from the whole race?
Well, I mean, it's funny. This track's in the middle of northeast Pennsylvania, but it's a jungle. It's a jungle over there. Everyone's really fast. This is a league, as you are aware, if you've raced in it before or you've watched any of these videos. It's really talented, and there's a lot of fast guys, and certain tracks, gain to some other strengths. So sometimes it's a track like Pocono comes out is really unique. Some guys who are typically not as good on those wide open tracks start to get a little bit more ground. So they get a little antsy in the pantsy. They want to get up there. They're 12th or 11th or 10th. They feel like they got a top five car and they want to get up there. They lose a little bit of patience, and I think that's what we lost a bit in the last race. We had a clear top five, but I think we had 14 of the drivers fighting for sixth, and it didn't work out for many of them.
Right, and it seems to be that's a common thing here. Throughout the season, we've been getting good racing in them first, second stages, and one thing, as being kind of chairman or whatever this league, I'd like to see that stuff cleaning up at the end of the races. We get into that rut where we get so many guys, like you said, fighting for you got 14 or 14 guys fighting for that sixth spot. And I just I keep trying to tell these guys, just race, make smart moves, and at the end of the day, I want everybody to have fun. But like I said, it sometimes as being part and Brink, you're part of the admin chat, and we had discussed this pretty much every week, every day. Trying to figure out to keep these guys, keep the good racing from start to finish.
Yeah, it's like I said, everyone's really competitive, so that's the toughest part. We don't drive like we're gonna die. Nothing's gonna happen to us if we hit the wall at 200 miles an hour. So we take a lot more chances than you would if these were real life race cars. But that kind of lends to the etiquette and the responsibility each driver has to race with the utmost respect and like I already said, etiquette. So hopefully in the Cup Series here, you're going to see a little bit more cleaner racing and real tight side by side racing. But only time's going to be able to tell. This is a tight racetrack. It can have multiple lanes, but those multiple lanes get real narrow real fast when you enter those corners.
Right, and the times that this track, just as a personal thing, driving this track, I've always figured out. For me, it varies too. Every time I race it, I can be pretty strong at two of the three turns, but then I can never figure out that third turn. Maybe one race, I can run one and three decent and struggle at two, but then the next time I run two and three decent and struggle at one. So it is a challenging track, and I know it's not one of the most favorite tracks on the schedule. Every guy that in this league has their strengths and their weaknesses, but we can't always just avoid the tracks that guys don't like. We still gotta sprinkle these tracks.
Good job of that here, Mesh.
So it looks like Brick, you did get invites, right? I'm just joining now. I was just informed by Luce that I can join, and
Okay, I will be right there.
I am loading. I'm connecting to the network. So yeah, like once again, I mean, it's going to be kind of tough. I thought we would have Big Jim as an in-race reporter tonight, and apparently he decided not to join us for that. So, like I said, it's going to be tough, kind of a little bit tough calling this race, but we do the best we can when we don't have that in-race reporter.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. Big field today. We got 26 drivers in this race. That's looking like Midnight League size right there.
So yeah, we do. Looks like we do have a full field here tonight. I believe I thought 25 would be. I think is it 26? It ain't 26 out there, is there? It should be 6 teams of 4 with the Xfinity winner. So that would put us at 25.
Closer to his Gator Jacob, and he has fallen to second. He may be third. No, fallen to second. We have the leader. That is Drunkfest 17 in the number 20 car.
Right, so we got number 20. We got the Drunkfest. He just came off that Xfinity race, and he ran most of that race up front there in Xfinity. So he's pulling double duty here tonight, as always he's been since he's been picked up from a Cup owner earlier this year, and he's since he's running for a championship in Xfinity, that's why he's allowed to run both leagues, because these guys still can claim their Xfinity title too. So, but yeah, he's putting in some double duty here tonight, that number 20.
I wanted to make shout. I think the third. He started third, but he's dropped back a little bit. Gator Beatty. He is one of the favorite tracks. So look for him once they get through stage 1 and get that setup in. He's a good player to look for. Up in the front, though, I know you got Gator Mike lurking in 4th place. He's normally a pretty patient driver as these races start out, but he will. If you're going to slip up, he's not going to just let you slip up. He's going to take that spot away from you. Just keep looking 4th place. That yellow and black machine. That number 12 Ford. Driven by Gator Mike, 89. A couple spots behind him is RJ Smitty. He is currently in the 8th position. Not a custom spot for him. And then number 4, Jimmy John's Ford. I always hate saying number 4 Ford. I feel like a 4th grader doing that. But he's another one. There's another strong car who I'm sure we will see him jump up to the field here. He's following the number 21, Picola Gator. Another strong. You're gonna get a real big theme here in how strong some of these cars are. And ahead of him is Big Jim 11. Well, funny enough, Big Jim qualified behind those 2 cars, and he's already made the pass on Picola. He gained a couple of spots. That is the number 41 of Fire Slayer. He is also. I'm sorry, he's number 6. Number 41 is. Nobody doing that. Oh, Blakey T. He's doing double duty. He was just in the Xfinity race. Had a little bit of trouble. Ended up in DNF in that last race. I guess he was preparing for this race. Took a couple of extra test laps. And here he sits in 3rd place in that Stuart Haas, number 41.
Yeah, so by the looks of it, looks like we got from Picola back. I'm trying to figure out who that car running right behind the 21 is. But that group back there seemed to pulled away a little bit.
That's RJ Smitty. RJ Smitty is right behind Picola Gator. Right behind him is the number 19.
There it is, Sauce.
The Sauce.
That's the last car I was looking for. There we go.
Another guy who's a quiet favorite here at Pocono. He's somebody who could shake up some feathers with these front runners. He has a fast race car, and he is another patient guy. He doesn't need to go from 7th to 6th. He's quite all right catching the leaders slowly but surely. He's a long game guy, and that's why he gets ultimate success here in the Cobra Kai League.
Team out there in the league. So his drivers are you see a Toyota out there. Besides Big Jim, he is an independent, but you see a Toyota car. That's Sauce's team. So kudos to anybody out there watching, the Toyota fans. You got one team out there you got to cheer for. But yeah, long live the Sauce. Very patient, talented young fella there.
You got one guy who's behind Long Live the Sauce. He's kind of the leader of the next group of cars. That's Fire Slayer, the number 6. He's driving that Roush number 6 Ford. He's leading the number 9 car of Mike G, who was just in that Xfinity race as well, driving the number 21 machine.
Yeah,
But
so we
Fire Slayer's another one who once he gets that setup in, like Long Live the Sauce, he won't be in ninth place for much longer.
no for sure. I mean that's 100% true. I mean you can never just it's tough with this league saying hey, four cars, there's four guys, focus on these four guys. This is where your talent is, and it's like you said right now. Number six car, he's running in that sixth, seventh, I believe, or whatever seventh spot. And I mean he can win that. It's just it's crazy and amazing sometimes how deep this field can get.
Yeah, it's going to come down to strategy.
Right. It's going to be who can outthink the other one.
Right. It's going to come down to strategy. How are they going to manage their tires? Are yellow flags going to come into play? Can you take a car that maybe has only got 2 laps of tires and keep them out front in front of other guys? I'm going to say no, but maybe somebody's going to try. The 22 car, Draven, by the way, is another outside favorite, I feel. He's a really sleek number 22 Pennzoil car. He just hits the wall out of turn 2. He's just broadcaster's curse, I suppose. But he's another one that can come up through the field. He's shown strong moments here and there.
Yeah, and speaking of Draven, he was just a addition to Swap Motorsports this year. Not this year, this week. Picked off of waiver claims from the Xfinity Series. Gator Mike, there, captain over there at Swap Motorsports, he made a roster move this week, and so this is Draven's first week up here with the Cup guys driving that number 22 Ford.
I don't know where you are with the camera, but I know Big Jim is now the leader. He has gotten around. He's leading this pack. They got a single file top 6 cars. Long Live the Sauce also was able to get ahead of Piccola Gator. Piccola Gator's going to be another patient driver. You can lead the entire race if you let him, but he has no problem just staying right in the very back at his lead draft, and if you slip up, he'll just take that spot away from you. Leading out of turn number 3 as they come down the front straight, the long front straightaway here at Pocono. It's got to be the longest straightaway in all of NASCAR outside of a road course, maybe. I don't know, but it's got to be longer than Daytona and Talladega, in my opinion, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, so just riding a little bit going through the pack here with the camera, an interesting another gentleman, it's interesting is the number 1 is Sharp. He's kind of moved his way, moved up to the field there. He's kind of gained his way up there. He's Mike G and Fire Slayer, so he's looking to be moving up in the pack here. Hopefully we get some track position, and hopefully we ride it out to the end of the stage, so he's up there when it comes to the start of stage 2.
Everyone is feeling out their cars. They're going to get their setups in. In Pocono, the setups for a lot of these guys they don't just go in. It's a long setup. The tire pressures, they're going to raise them a lot on the right side. They're going to raise the left sides even. So it takes a minute to get them in. You don't really get it in on a green flag pit stop. So if when you do see them take green flag pit stops, they're only going to make slight adjustments as they don't have the time. But once we get to the end of the first stage and these guys get those setters out, they kind of know exactly where they're going to be, what they're going to do. And this might seem a little mundane as to what's going to occur halfway through the race.
Right, and as I'm kind of going through the field here a little bit more, I don't know if it's a server issue, but I noticed that number 14 at Chase Beatty, he's bouncing around a little bit. I think he's fighting through some leg issues.
And the 20 of Drunkfest ended up at the back of this front pack now. Gator Jacobs trying to move his way back to the front. He's just behind Gator Mike, who is the third place car. Big Jim and the 41 of Blakey T have kind of given some space to these guys who ended up side by side about a lap ago, but now they've gotten back in line, and let's see if they can catch back up to the front too. Well, now they're not so back in line, but out of turn 1, they do get back in line. Although RJ Smitty, he's impatient. He just is faster, and it's going to be hard for him to lay back when he's so much quicker than a lot of guys.
Right, and that's the key. These top 2 guys, they kind of broke away a little bit. But
Piccola, he got tagged a little. The 4 car got up under Gator Mike of the 12, and when it did that, he had to get out of it a little bit more, and Piccola in the 21, he got back under the 4, probably unintentionally, honestly, but he caught a little bit of the 4's fender, and that nearly put him in the inside wall, but he was able to save it. just off the draft now from the number 20 car. Blakey T is going to take the lead from Big Jim going into turn one. That's a slingshot move.
Yeah, so yeah, as you like,
Smitty down on the apron.
as you just said, you know, Blakey T is the new leader here at Pocono. He's drives that number 41 Ford Mustang there for Dead Man Inc. Not to be impartial, but you know that I am the captain of that Dead Man Inc. And it's always a joy to see these guys run up front. You know, get a couple guys to run up front and be able to push these other guys that are, you know, very talented to be able to show off that, you know, hey. But yeah, it's definitely a good run. But yeah, like I said, you got that 2-car breakaway here up front, and if that second pack of guys get lined up, I mean, they'll close that gap up pretty quick.
So I'm going to pick I think that was the end of stage one, as a matter of fact.
I
Because that
believe
goes
that
to
was.
Blakey T.
So Blakey T is your stage 1 winner, with the number 51 of Big Jim coming in second, with Gator Mike number 12 in third, and I believe JTR Jacob was fourth, and your fifth, and rounding out your top 5 was number 20, I believe, of Drunk Fest.
And that's RJ Smitty in sixth, Sauce in seventh, RJ Smitty, no, I'm sorry, Slayer in eighth, Picola in ninth. I might have had that one backwards. And the number 9, that's the 10th place car of Mike P, if we have this correct. There's one guy who didn't finish in the top 10, and I'm kind of surprised. The number 1 car, you're talking about him earlier, Sharp. He's actually a top 5 pick for me. If I had to pick 3 guys to win this race, I would actually pick Gator Mike, Big Jim, and Sharp to win this race tonight. Just guys I've seen who are strong at Pocono in the past.
Yeah, so we take the green flag here as they come thundering down the straightaway. You're going to be diving in here to turn 1 here. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, every restart or green flag, you know, that first turn coming in, let's see if the boys have some patience and we can sort it through. And it looks like they're getting through there fairly clean.
Yeah, we're doing okay. The number 11 car, he got a little tap, but he lost some of his momentum for the start. But otherwise, everyone looks pretty clean here. Number 11 driven by Higgy. That's weird. Don't we normally see Big Jim in the number 11 everywhere we see Big Jim?
Right. But he's been driving the 51 here at Cobra for, you know, since the beginning of the year. But yeah, I don't know, for other leagues, is he normally number 11? But there's another quiet.
Aquatati, he's Sharp. He got tagged into the wall. He's going to lose 2 spots. I think he got lagged into, as a matter of fact.
Oh, there's a wreck in the back. There's a wreck in the back.
Yeah, Sharp had some lag issues. There was something weird that went on there. It didn't look like bad racing. I think we just had a server mishap, and that kind of caused a bottleneck. And we'll just take that, and we'll reset, and we'll go here in stage number 2. A few more laps to go.
So yeah, as I see the Marini went by, he's got some front end damage. Number 2 of Kelvin, number 22, the number 9 of Mike G. They all looks like they got some damage there. So I don't know if they were all involved in that particular mishap. But number 24 of Travis